Hills. It's a pity these fucking wind turbines are there, but they seem to think they're the way to go. I think with our technology we could certainly find better ways. Alright, the World's End Highway down to the Burra Gorge. A beautiful place to camp. Don't go there during holidays, school holidays, if you want peace and quiet, but yeah, otherwise it's a beautiful place to camp. They got a long drop cheddar and seats and that down there. Take your own wood. Maybe like some of these pricks that go there and cut trees down. And take your rubbish. Far too many people come up from the city, and even some of the country people come to different regions. They'll leave bags of rubbish next to the fucking bin, thinking they're doing the right thing. You know, what's going to happen to the bags of rubbish? That night foxes are going to come in, tear it to pieces, and shit will be blowing everywhere. You know, they just don't think sometimes. Car parks on the highways around the country littered with fucking toilet paper, and that toilet paper is just from women going to wipe themselves after a piss. Instead of putting it into a rubbish bag and taking it with you, or putting it into a bin, they just bloody leave it there. I've often wondered how that was so, why there's so much toilet paper, and it wasn't until my missus told me, well, that's women, because they wipe themselves and they just drop it on the ground and don't think about it. Anyway, there's so much negativity in the world, I'm sick of speaking about it. Just want to enjoy the ride, the scenery, catch up with a couple of mates. Hopefully I can get the drone out and get some good footage without crashing the bastard into the ocean or a cliff or something over there. This section here might be a bit long and tedious for viewers because all you're seeing is a road and a bit of scenery, but it's like anything, you know, it doesn't matter what the camera is, how good it is, it's never going to show how beautiful it is until you see it with your own eyes. I mean, I know exactly where my house was in Burra, straight over there where that little point hill is. Just down to the left of that there's the footy oval, and I'm pretty much straight across, or was straight across from it. Just a beautiful part of the state, except for the temperature, and I just felt it then. Bloody hell. Once you get out of the hills down onto the flats again, the other side of Burra Hills way, then it starts getting a bit better, warms up a bit. Poor lone sheep by himself. I was out here some years ago, found a little lamb on this side of the fence. There wasn't a sheep in sight, but they must have just been born because it still had wet sticky shit over it. I picked it up and I took it back into Burra to a lady we know in there at Pharaoh's Tomb. She looks after animals like that, and she found a home for it. The lady took it as a pet, and she said it used to roam inside the house as well. I thought, well, at least it's not going to end up on a bloody plate. Starting to lose a bit of green, the old hills. You come through here in winter time and it's magnificent. It's got the fog just setting in between the valleys of the hills and lush green. But it's bloody cold. I know I've filmed this before in the last big trip, so it's a bit of the same. Once I get out the road here, I'll be turning left and heading to Burra Hills, Spalding, Gladstone, Melrose, Wilmington, then through to Port Augusta. I haven't filmed that yet, but I'll always film this because it's just such a beautiful part. I'm not really into the twisties anymore. Done all that when I was a lad. This is about as much of the twisties as I ever like. My grandfather used to have a station out there called Hogback. Yeah, just fucking wait, mate. Sometimes they get tunnel vision, they see one car go and they don't see a bike. Although I've got my headlight on, so beautiful, absolutely magnificent. I just wonder why farmers have got to clear their entire paddocks, why they can't leave a few trees around the edges. You know, because they'll go and put sheep out there in the middle of summer, 45, 47 degrees with no shade for the poor bastards. I mean, surely a few fucking trees around the edges isn't going to break your bank balance, for God's sake. I've never understood why they do that. No one's ever explained it to me either. Okay, Spalding 44, going here. I think I go through going here. Those that are interested in antiques, you got one of the best antique shops that I've seen, being an antique dealer and collector myself for some years, here in Burra. It's right on the corner. His name's Ari Betts. What you see is only a portion of what he's got. He bought a lot of my antiques when I decided to get out of it, and he buys a lot of full collections. So anyone that's interested in antiques, come up to Burra, look up Ari, tell him Skinny from Skinny's Motorcycling and Adventures sent you, mention the name Mr. Shiny, because that's what he's got me down in his phone as, Shiny. I used to do all the metal polishing all around here. He's got some quality stuff. Daryl, he's got Burra Antiques. Daryl's more into the the porcelain clocks type thing. But well worth a look. When I come back, providing the weather's alright and I've got the time, I'll do a walk around and do some filming, show you my old shop. People that come through Burra think that this is it. Nah, this isn't it. You got to turn left down here and go into the town. And fuck, living in that house, I've seen some damage there from trucks. Alright, so Burra's in there to the left. That's Burra North in there. The showground's up here on the right hand side. Get a lot of RVs up there. Geez, I can notice a drop in temperature in here. Fucking hell. You can turn left here and it'll take you up to the back of Burra North to the Pronocord Hotel. Not a bad pub. She had a bit of a reputation back years ago. It had a stripper's cage in there. She had a pretty notorious reputation, and I think the police might have had a few dealings with it. Anyway, it closed down, and years later another bloke bought it, but he took the stripper's cage out and sold it to someone. It's a pity because it was a real talking point, you know. Have the bird cage up there. You stay there, he's got camping sites, caravan pad sites and chairs. If you stay at the pub and have a meal at the pub, it used to be free to stay there. So we'll pick up some bloody wind. Wherever you see these wind turbines, you know damn well you're going to get blowing around a bit. House you can see, that's a Midnight Oil house. I don't remember what cover it was on, but you just imagine the people that lived out here, you know, 100 years ago. How hard it was for them. How they just got on and done shit, you know, unlike today where all they do is, oh, it's so fucking hard, oh, I didn't get any likes on Facebook today, oh, shut up you whiny fucks. Speaking of social media, I think it's a good thing. It's probably the only good thing I've seen so far from fucking Labor, introducing that bill to restrict under 16s to social media. Unfortunately, the way parents bring kids up these days, they're not brought up tough to absorb a few fucking issues like a little bit of bullying or whatever. And that seems to be the biggest problem with social media with kids, you know, killing themselves or becoming introverted and need medication, all the rest of this bullshit. Fucking parents need to just toughen up a bit, take the cotton wool off of them. But taking them off of social media, I think, is a damn good thing. Get them out. You look at the photos of kids back in the 60s, 70s, even the 80s. They were out with other kids doing shit. I mean, most of them these days, you look at their backs and their fucking necks, and they got these humps in them. Because they just sit there humped over their bloody phone or their iPad or their fucking computer, tapping away, sending photos of their fucking feet or what they had for fucking lunch yesterday. Who gives a shit? Get out in the world and enjoy it, for God's sake. bring you back a bit later.